Hi everybody, it's Wendy from Wendy's Jewelry Design. Today I'm going to do another random live video, and I just finished making these earrings, okay, and I want to show you how I made it. It's really easy. It looks like it's really complicated, but it's not. I'm going to be also showing you a new technique on how to attach the silver, or I should say the feather, to the jewelry. A lot of people do it different than what I do it, and believe it or not, a lot of people are going to say, wow, I didn't think of that. It's really super easy to attach the feather now, and the technique that I made instead of the one that you're going to see a lot of people do. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, this is the earring we're going to make. Hi guys, welcome, 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 welcome. I want to show you what I'm going to put you down a little bit there, so this way you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I am going to show you what we're going to be needing to make this earring. Okay, let me see if I can show you so you can have a better look of what it looks like. It's really, really cute. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is that you're going to want to get your feathers. I get these from, they're called Happy Feathers, and I get this from Amazon. There's a guy that sells them, and he sells them in all different colors. So this is just, this one here is called Coffee. So it's coffee, okay? So it's like a brown, has a little bit of red tone to it. All right, and then there is my pile. I have a pile right there. And I'm going to choose 3 of them. And you're also going to need a fish hook. Okay, so let me get this down so you can see it lower. All right, you're going to need a fish hook. Now you're going to need, these are ready made. They come like this. It's just a hoop. Okay, and it's made with a 24 gauge wire. And it has a little hole that you can stick on the other side, and it comes a complete hoop. You can get these ready-made. I think like a packet will probably, of 10, would probably cost about $5 or so. It's not very expensive. You're also going to need some pinheads, which I don't know if you could see this. That is what they look like. They have a little head, flat head on top. This is 1.5 inches. We're going to need 3 of those. Okay, because we got 3 feathers. We're also going to use a little bit of turquoise. This is real turquoise. They're little nuggets. And we're going to do also some real turquoise. These are called Heshi. These are Heshi beads. Okay? And so that's what that looks like. And then right here in the middle, we have our crimp beads. I'm using a 2mm crimp bead, and I'm going to use a 1mm crimp bead. Okay, so we're going to make this earring right here. Well, welcome guys. Hi, how are you? Please share the live. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how to make those earrings. So the tools that we're going to use our nipper. Okay, we are going to use our medium-sized crimper. I'm also going to use my round nose pointed pliers and our bent nose pliers. That's that. Thank you for the hearts. That was so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna pick 3 feathers out of this pile. I'll say, if you notice how I did this, 1 feather is longer than the other 2. Okay, so that's what I do want. So that one looks like it's pretty good. Let me see. That looks like it's long. And let me see this one. Then you want the short ones. That looks like it's pretty good. Oh, I'm getting lucky. Let's see, what's this one? Okay, just measuring so it looks a little smaller. Okay, yeah, it was quick. All right, I got my 3 feathers, and you're gonna see how easy it is to attach these feathers. You're gonna be like, wow. Okay, so most people, when they're making attaching a feather, what they do is that they'll take the feather and then they'll get a very thin wire. Let me see if I could It's actually going to be thinner than this cable. It's going to be sterling silver wire, and it's going to be a 26 millimeter, which is really, really thin. And they hold the feather, and what they do is that they wrap it around. The problem I find with that when I'm doing it is that this is really flimsy. So when you're sitting there trying to wrap around the wire, it just bends and breaks. It doesn't work. It never worked for me. It doesn't have security and substance. It'll break right there and that's it. So what I like to do is I'll take a, actually I'm going to need some beads too. Hold on. Let me get those out. Okay, we're going to do, let me get my beads. We are going to use, I have little, I have 3 millimeter round silver balls. So let's get those out. I'm going to need 3 of those. I almost forgot about that. Okay, so that one's an ugly one. Let's get a nicer one. Okay, and here we go. Almost forgot about those. Okay, so the way I like to make them, hi, welcome, is really, really, really easy. You're not going to believe how easy this is. So I take my flathead. It's just this is a 1.5 inches in size. Okay, let's start with the big feather. That big feather right there. So what I do is instead of using that wire that bends really, really easy, I take the head pin. I lay it on top, and see, I just want to measure to make sure that I have the right measurements, because you always want the earring to look the same on both sides. So let's see, we'll measure that. I think I ended up right there. Okay, so we're going to take the feather, we're going to lay the pin head right on top. Okay, we're going to take the 2 millimeter crimp bead. We're going to slide it in. Then we're going to slide the point of the feather right through. See that? And then we're going to bring it down until I get to the pin part of the head. I should say the head part. Okay. And see, I didn't crimp the bead yet, and it's already holding it. So I'm going to measure again, because like I said, I want my earrings to be the same on both sides. So this is actually, what this is doing is this is holding the feather. The crimp is holding the head pin and the feather together. So now, just to secure it, I'm going to crimp my crimper here, and then I'm going to crimp it again. So you crimp in the end, and then in the middle, and then you crimp the end. Okay, and I'm going to squeeze it. And now that feather is not going anywhere. Look at that. Now you still have a little bit of an excess right there of the feather. Now I'm going to take the little 3 millimeter bead. I'm going to string it. I'm going to string the point of the feather, and I'm going to squeeze it in there. Make sure we get all of that in there, because if not, it's not going to work. Okay, and we squeeze it down. See? And we got that right there. Okay, and then we're going to take the 1 millimeter crimp, okay, and we're going to string that one. So we have crimp that we already crimped, we have the 3 millimeter little ball, silver ball, and now we have the 1 millimeter crimp. So now we already have it stacked like that. We're going to crimp that small 1 millimeter, and then we're going to crimp it again to make sure it's nice and tight. And there, that's it. That's how you get your feather. And now it's sturdy enough that you can add it to the hoop. So we got to do 3 of those. So let me see, I'm going to measure and make sure that I have the right length. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing to the other 2. All right, and we're going to take the feather, take the pinhead, thread our crimp, our 2mm crimp. Okay, we're going to slide that down till we get to the head. The other side of the pinhead is flat, so this crimp won't go past that. Okay, and then I always like to measure and make sure that both sides come out the same. So we can actually go down a little bit more with this one. Okay, let me see. That should be, we could even go down a little further. All I'm doing is sliding the crimp down. That's all I'm doing. Measuring so that this way it looks pretty even. Okay, so there we go. And I didn't even crimp the feather yet. I didn't crimp the feather yet. Now we're going to take the, you know what, let's crimp it before so it's secure. So we squeeze, okay, and we squeeze again, right? And now, there you go. It's secure now, right? And we're going to take our 3mm little round ball, and we're going to string it on here and just press it. And you're going to slide it all the way down until you hit where you got the first crimp, okay? There. Then you're going to take your smaller one and you're going to put the 1mm, same thing. You're going to string it down. Okay, that's the way it's looking so far, if you could see that. Let me see if I can do it this way without my hand there so you can see it better. See that? That's how it comes out. Okay. Now I'm going to crimp the top, just like I did on the other one. It's just a little 1mm crimp. We're going to crimp that. Okay, now this one has an excess. See that? See how easy it bends? That's why I don't wrap it. And we're going to remove the excess. So now we have a stable feather. So we got 2 feathers. Now let's get to our third one. Same thing. We always want to make sure that you want both earrings to look alike. Okay, so it's going to go down that far. Same thing, you're going to take your 1mm, I'm sorry, the 2mm crimp bead. You're going to string it. These holes are pretty wide, or I should say large, that it will take all that feather. And there it goes. There it goes. Okay, let's see, measure, make sure it's where I want it. I got to bring this down a little more. Let's bring this crimp down a little more. So it's the same size. Okay, there we go. I'm going to crimp this, secure it, crimp it again. And now it's not going to move. Okay, I'm going to take the 1mm ball and we're going to string it on here. Make sure you get the point of the feather in there. Now, if for some reason, let's say, it doesn't fit, this part of the point of the feather, then nip it. You already crimped it once and it's going to stay on. That's not going to come off. So if that part of the feather is too thick, see, don't worry about it. Just crimp it, just cut that excess off. That's it. This is so secure that it's not going to break apart. So I took off that piece. Like the other ones I didn't have to do it, but this one I did. That's okay. Push the ball down until you get to where the crimp is. Add your another one, your other crimp, which is the 1 millimeter. Okay, see how that's doing? And that's it. Then we're going to crimp the top. Push it down a little bit. And crimp that again. There, so you have your three feathers. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. And these are all ready and secure now. Okay, real simple. It's not as hard as it looks. It really is quite simple. Okay, so now we're going to, the way I did these here, let me see, put it over here so you can see it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay?
Hi, guys.
That's my daughter, guys. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you for joining. Please share the live. If you like it, follow me. I'm going to be doing more. I'm going to be doing this more often. All right. So now I'm going to start with one of the smaller feathers. Okay. And I'm going to put a piece, a little turquoise nugget in there. You're going to hold it at the side. And now we're going to make our loop. Okay, so you bend this back, you bend it forward, and then you cross it. That's what it should look like. Okay? You hold it right there, and then you start wrapping the wire. And you keep going until you wrap as much as you can. It should stop wrapping because now it hit the bead. Okay, and then you take off the excess. There you go. And there you go. You have your first, and that's going to be ready to add to the loop. Now I'm going to do the next feather. Same thing. Okay, and we're going to do that. All right. We're going to create the loop, back, forward. You're wrapping it around. Wrap it again until it crosses over like that. Okay, and then you are going to just start wrapping the wire around until you can't wrap it no more, until it stops. Then remove the excess. Okay. And sometimes, you know, if you want, you can just make sure that this is nice and tight. You really don't have to. And you want to make sure that this is like that. You see that? Okay. Now we have one more to do. Okay, that's the bigger one here. And we're going to put some turquoise on it. Okay. And we're going to make our loop. Back, forward, you're wrapping it around till it crosses over. Okay. And then you're going to start wrapping the excess wire around until you can't wrap it anymore. At that point, you take off, remove the excess. And guys, try to keep your excess silver. Like I have a lot of excess, because what you're going to do, let me see if you can see that. What you're going to do with that excess is that you're going to put it in a little bag, and you're going to send it to a gold and silver refinery where they melt it down, and they'll pay you for those scraps. You can use it towards purchasing something, or they can just send you the money. All right, so here we go. Oh, so I got my, okay, and we're going to just remove the excess. Okay, and there, so we have our 3 feathers. And now we take the loop, this little hoop, I should say, and now we're going to start stringing. Let me see if I can get this. I'm going to use these Heshi beads, and you're going to have to, if you can see this, you're going to have to flatten that out. That little tip that was there turned up, you're going to have to flatten that out because you're going to start stringing everything now. Okay, so we're going to start with the first. We're going to start with a Heshi bead, as you can see here. That's your Heshi right there. And so we're going to start with 1 Heshi, and then we're going to add another, I should say we're going to add the feather, okay? And then you're going to add another Heshi bead. Okay, now you're going to add your large feather. You're going to string that there. Another Heshi bead. And this is real turquoise, guys, okay? And this is sterling silver. Everything from the crimp to the little tiny balls to the ear hook, it's all sterling silver. All right, and then so now we're going to put our last one. We're going to string the small. So now we got 1 large in the middle and the 2 smalls on top. And we're going to add 1 more Heshi bead. Hi guys, welcome. Please share the live. It's going to be a quickie, but please share. Make comments and follow me if you like it. Well, obviously you're following me. But anyway, there you go. See that? Now, we're going to go and we're going to create that little flip up on that the way it was before. You're going to stick it in the hole. So now you have this, and so I want to make sure that it doesn't open up. So I really want to close it. So let's just make this a little, let's just turn this a little more. There we go. Okay. There you go. And then what you want to do is you want to flatten that because you don't want that sticking up like that. And so we're going to flatten it. This is actually the hard part because you don't want to break it. Very, very gently you squeeze, 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 squeeze when it moves. Don't over squeeze. You don't want to break it. So there, I closed that out. You see that? I closed it. Now we're going to take our ear hook, like I showed you guys before. When you're going to do it, you don't pull it out. You bend it to the side. Okay, and we're going to put that right there, and we're going to bend that back in place. Right? And that's it. This is, oh, actually I did. Let me see something. I want to make sure that they're right. Oh, see, I actually did that backwards. But again, you bend it to the side, and you turn it around. No biggie, and you bend it back. It's always going to stay closed if you do it that way. Okay, now I'm done. Here you go, guys. These are the earrings. Let me see if I can put it on something flat so that you can really see it. Let's put it on this. So that's how we made, and it actually didn't take long. They're not hard to do. See? And here's the other one. Okay, and that's how they came out. Aren't they cute? Didn't they come out really, really nice? Really simple, really nice, light. They're not going to be heavy at all. I'm going to put one on so you can see what it looks like. Hi guys. Thank you for joining. Okay, here it goes. So I'm going to put it on so you guys can see what it looks like on. If I can get it in. All right, there we go. There you go. Look how nice it came out. See, it's not as hard. You got the right tools. You got the right equipment. You can make them pretty easy. So here you go. I just made a pair of earrings, and I would say it would take about 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, depending on, you know, how quick you are selecting your feathers and all that. But look how cute they are. Isn't that cute? Well, there you go. I got my feathers on. Got another pair of earrings. I love them. I love all my earrings. Anyway, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a real quickie. I wasn't going to spend too much time on it, but I wanted you to see I just made them and how quick I can make the other ones. Once you make the first one, the second one really goes pretty fast. But you do have to measure to make sure that they come out even. Isn't that cute? And so now I got my feathers and I'm done. Thank you so much for joining. Please comment if you'd like to see me make something, a bracelet or whatever. Send me a message and let me know what would you like to see. So I'm glad that you guys stopped by. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon. Bye.